Thank you. So, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. So, myself Raja Raghavan. I work as a blockchain developer at Briscrinch. So, this is my short intro. Yeah. Before going to the topic, so I want to ask a very simple question. So, think about the last important decision you made in your work or in your personal life. So, it may be a product. But if it is a work, is maybe it's your product or your customer or even your hiring. So think it that way. So now ask yourself, did you make the decision based on your real-time data, or did you based did you get the did you make the decision based on your gut feeling? Yeah. So it's a very common between the founder and the team. So they more rely on gut. So sometimes even they look on the dashboards and they look on the profiles and reports and spreadsheets with the full all fields of data, right? If it is a resume, they look for all the necessary things that's in the resume or not. So they look for the data first. So then you'll come to the conclusion and they will go with the instinct. So why does this happen? Because so they are mostly rely on data only. So data will gives little clarity. It should be this guy or this thing should be picked or not, right? So I have met more startups. It has a 10 different dashboards to compare the data with each other. Okay, with full number, it has full numbers and charts. It's a bar chart, a line chart, or a graph. So, but if I ask them, so they can take action with the help of data. But still, um, what they are doing is doesn't have a clarity. Either they are going with a gut feeling or they are going with the data only. There's no solid proof for that, right? Because the data is very raw. In this session, what we'll do is we'll keep it as simple and practical, and we'll talk about more briefly how why the data is being first matter and what kind of signals you can took it for, and how it turns into signals into growth aspect, and we'll go through real startup use cases and in both gender and business aspect in Web3. So it is my area of expertise. So by end of this session, hope you'll see the data is nothing important or fear to overcompete. It's actually something that can be give a direction or gives simplified decisions and save a lot of time. Okay, so and make it interest. Uh, I'll I'll have a short use case stories how the things are play around the Web3 space. Okay, it's just not a theory. Keep it very practical. So why data first matters? So when people hear the phrase of data driven or data first, it may think of complex analytics, AI, or data science. But honestly, that's not here. So being a data first is a simple about making decisions based on the patterns or instead of guesses. Let me give an analogy. So imagine you are driving a car on a foggy night. Okay. So now you know the road is not visible, but you cannot see anything on the road because the fog is fully surround us, right? So if you keep moving, but you are still nervous because you don't know what to happen, right? But imagine if you switch on headlights, the fog is still there, but suddenly you can see a few meters ahead. But it doesn't remove all the risk, but it gives you confidence to keep moving forward and forward. That's why the data first is being filled. Okay. So data doesn't remove all uncertainty, but it lights the way enough to you take it forward next step correctly or confidently. Yeah. As we look at in many startup aspect, so especially on early stage, what they do is they run into a trouble because they make decisions only on instinct. Okay. For example, I found a things customer want a feature A. So, but data shows people are more uh, more focused on more adapting on feature B. But if you are building keep building in your company, shipping a product on feature A, there's a waste of my time and money and energy, and we are working on the wrong path, right? So with data first, the mindset is you could have checked the usage first, and if you see the feature B is more used on the market, so maybe you are doubt in the maybe you are in doubt. So take the feature, work on it, make the product, polish it, and make it as your strength. Okay, let's make the shift actually. So data helps to focus, cut down the wastage, and reach the product to the market as fast as possible. So the question is whether I'm deciding I feel it's right, or because it's data show me the clear direction. So this will be the thought once we understand why data first, right? So I hope why data first matters plays in the vital role, or while creating a startups, or while creating while taking decisions. So much of things, data plays a vital role here. I hope you got the point. Next, behavior signals. So every business leaves behind the behavior signals. These are small patterns in the way of how customer will behave. So for example, I take example, in e-commerce store, one signal is abandoned, which means the carts. So what carts will do now? People add the item. If they feel it, they liked it now, they will add the item, but they won't buy immediately. So that is the one behavior signal in e-commerce. So if it is a SaaS product, signal might be an often users login. If they sign up or they don't know how to return, it's a red flag, right? So login frequency is very minimal in a SaaS product. In a retailer thing, so signal is repeat on purchase, but do customers come back or not? Is this the signal of a customer in retail side? Yeah, these are the very simple signals, but they are carrying a more powerful meaning. It's like these signals carry the bigger impact on the area of aspect which the product or which the service belongs to, right? So yeah, think of these signals are whispers, but they don't know about uh, how big it is, how big it become, how big the numbers are. But if you listen carefully, they tell. If you check in the customer, if you check in the retailer side, the customer is the big signal for the retailer, right? Like that, I'll share a small example how it will be. So consider a subscription app. Okay, so people are subscribed. So consider a subscription app. Oh, so people have a subscription app, and it's people. Sorry, I got lost in network. Yeah, I'm audible, right?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for the confirmation. Yeah, I'll share a small example. A subscription app noticed that many people have stopped using after a week. At first, a team thought maybe an app wasn't attractive though, even though. But if they look at the data, then realize why the users are dropping because of their onboarding, or it's too confusing while doing a subscription, right? So So on onboarding, to make the onboarding easier, what we can do is we can keep a simple steps to onboard instead of collecting a huge data initially from the customer. Make it as simple as thing like put the first name and last name, put the phone number and email, just log in, just create an account like that. You can after that you can have a profile tab and you can go and you can collect informations like you can verify email, asking a email verification, or you can have address and you can have you can have a panel to user to add the card to buy a subscription like that. If you ask these details initially, right, uh, the customer will get fed up, right? So for a use case, how it should be now? It should be a clean and very simple. Okay, then only the user will get more interactive and the results are more stayed. The user results will be more accurate, and people are more stayed on the platform. Okay, the signals was there, right? And yearly drop off, why it happens is due to poor onboarding UI and lot of data we are having it in the onboarding space. This shows that signal is not abstract. So they are the clues, and they often do appear early in what the customer think. We need to think it in early. How it should be minimal and how it should be in a quicker way. If we wait for a long time, so it might lead to. Consider if you are staying in a screen or for a long time doing it for a payment, or if you are booking things, right? What you'll do, you'll get fed up immediately, right? So to avoid that, we need to get specific details from the user and we need to automate all the things. That's how the business works. So we need to collect the data and we need to automate all the things. Like if you're booking a train ticket using a Make My Trip app, right? So what it will do? So it will ask only IRCTC password at the end of the booking. Rest of the thing, it will automatically, if you select the train, if you click book now, automatically it will book your seats and it will uh, fill your preferences and all the stuffs, and it will ask for only IRCTC password. So it's a single step. So if you go to IRCTC app, it's a tedious process. We need to select the train and we need to check it if and the status is available or not. Like that, we need to go all aspects. But if the app is giving a straightforward solution, people are more adaptive on it, right? So the first habit is we need to notice the small signals to be captured and before they grow into a bigger problems. It's like a UX related thing. So we need to first find out these problems while we are building the product. Yeah. So in with the data of the growth aspect, what I think is after we capture the signals based on the user study and the UX things, what we can do is we can take that into a growth phase. So where we can analyze and where we can measure and we can do repetitive tasks. We can give it once we fix we list the version. We can give it to the user and we can ask for the feedback like that, right? So we can give it in this phase. So we can get the feedback and we can rework on it and we can analyze it and we can measure how far it is, how the people are struggling. So here's our online story. A online store noticed that a lot of people having a checkout. They don't guess that why the reason is, but they tested. They introduced the one-click payment method. Okay, so in Amazon, we raised the one issue. Initially, we are putting all the call details and all the stuff, right? Once this is a initial process. So before in Amazon or all shopping sites, what they face this. So every time if you buy something, I need to put the card details or bank details to pay the payment, right? So Amazon or the shopping sites had introduced a new feature like one-stop solution, whether you can where you can add card details initially as a one time. After that, if you're doing a second checkout or third checkout, right, automatically you can select the card. You can put this just CVV. In some applications also having storing the CVV into internally in the phone, not into the server side. So they are storing internally in the app itself. So if you just click a one stop, just play now, just to direct auto direct the OTP as well. Now phones are now if you're booking some things now, the phone is automatically detecting the OTP from our message and automatically the transaction is completing, right? So this makes the bigger impact and make the audience more grab into the application. So it gives a high conversion rate, which means um, people are more in coming into business, so it makes more revenue out of it. So this is the one growth aspect which I told as an example. So likewise, we need to figure it out all the use cases of the product which we are going to build. So this became a growth. So they observe the drop off, which means while introducing the one-click feature, they observe the drop off, and They measure the results and they keep on repeated. And now all the applications are adapted this feature as well, right? So once this feature is live in one particular application and became a massive hit on the market, now every people will try to adapt it based on their features. If their facilities provided on the platform, which means if the platform has a payment solution, now every platform will try as adoption because people already tried it, already used it, right? So if we ask the bad user experience, some people will drop off again. So to avoid that, adoption will come very frequently and fastly to the product. Yeah. So this keeps on improving and this makes the business agile very scalable. Yes, one keynote, keep loops in a short and simple. Don't wait for a feature to build it in a months. Okay. And the notice a signal and test something quickly with the small group of people or small group of audience which they are allowed to do and learn from it and make it adaptable, and that makes the growth becomes progressively faster and quicker. It's just not a luck, it's a proven solution actually. So this is how the startups will work. So based on the collective data, which is the feedback given by the user, so that as the initial data will analyze and measure and repeat the task and test things with smaller group. If that is good, we need to push it to the larger audience for the adoption. Yeah. So in Web3, what we can do is, I hope in this room, I have a basic knowledge about Web3. I hope that so we can build the Web3 use cases and we can solve some solutions. We can build the solutions on top of Web3, like we can release a movie ticket, like premium. It's like access to premium things, or we can build a Web3 based Web3 hotel keys, like to unlock a Wi-Fi or get a room access. In this things, right? I'll tell simple terms. What if I lost the room key if in the hotel? So again we need to ask for the reception and we need to go and they will get the duplicate key and they will charge the amount for the lost key, right? So it's a huge thing. So if you adopt Web3, so what we can do is, right, we can, once in the room is booked, we can release a NFT as a Web3 platform. We can release NFT to his wallet. So with that wallet, uh, every phone has the adoption of NFC, right? So the NFT has the data. With that NFC module, go to the room. You can tap with your phone and you can unlock the door. And if you have the access to the Wi-Fi, if the room has the hotel has the Wi-Fi, na, you don't need to ask for the Wi-Fi, or you don't need to pay for the Wi-Fi. So if you have the NFT access for the hotel, right, you can directly go to the Wi-Fi, click join network, and connect the wallet, and just submit the NFT hotel NFT to the Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi will directly decode the password and try to connect it, right? So in this way, we can give the solution on the hotel side. So on movie side, what solution we can give on Web3, right? So once you book the ticket, you can issue the ticket directly on his wallet. Consider if you book it ticket on make my book my show, right? So if you lost that application, if you can't able to access that application now, you can't able to show the ticket to the theater, right? So you can't able to show it. Go to the can't able to tell them in the reception, this is my ticket, I booked the ticket. So you can't able to tell the name and this is my ticket, I need to go to the show, right? So instead of what we can do is, so if you release as an NFT, right, you can directly verify with the wallet address. If you tell the wallet address, they can directly verify your ticket on the Web3. So that gives the premium access to the theaters as well. And it has a history of, okay, I went to this date on this movie like that. So that data will be also stored in the Web3. So we can utilize that user or that guy to a study in future. Okay, and in ID cards aspect, you can build a startup like a validator startup, which means you can validate all the organizations or all the organization data in one place, like how the other is verifying us in the other places, right? If you're buying a SIM card, Aadhaar card must be needed, right? So like that, we can provide Aadhaar card also as an ID card in an NFT in the Web3 space. So what it will do is I can select the permission, which data they can read it from my Aadhaar card. So with this, we the power is within me. But in Aadhaar side, right? If you give the Aadhaar number, if you give the fingerprint, na, that company or that particular vendor, they can access all the Aadhaar card data from me, from my Aadhaar card data from other server, right? So there is no restriction. They can read all the data because I'm giving the fingerprint. With that fingerprint, they are submitting data to Aadhaar. With that Aadhaar verification, what they're collecting the data from the server. So it's a access to the provider is accessing my personal data. So instead of submitting a personal data and providing the centralized system, what we can do is we can have a Aadhaar card with my ownership. So I can give the permissions to the organizing sector, which data they can take it from me. So once they read the data, I can revert the permission back. So the data is controlled with me, not by the centralized body. Okay. And we can have a history of track. Okay, which guy read my data, which guy asked my data. Like that, these data we can have a track it in blockchain. Okay. Yeah, and one cool feature and I got to know is, so we can provide authentication thing using Web3, which means, so if you have a Gmail, I lost the password. Consider like that, okay? I lost the password, but I have the wallet in my phone, Web3 wallet. So what I can do is, I can directly jump in and I can scan the login credentials with Web3, and immediately the blockchain will tell the Gmail, okay, this is authenticated by Raja, so you can allow it. So because he is authenticated via Web3 through his wallet, so you can directly authenticate it. Like that, you can provide a authentication layer. Or if you to unlock a wallet, so if you were to unlock a laptop means, consider we are using fingerprint now, right? We are using our fingerprint and we are unlocking the laptops, right? Or if you use the password to unlock the laptop, right? What if we can shift a new direction, which means what we can do is I can unlock my laptop using my wallet. It gives a direct access to me. Okay, I don't need to carry the password. I don't need to remember the password. All the things that will be handled and securely stored in blockchain that can't be tampered. Okay. So with this, we can directly give the access to any of the things that is running on the world. Okay. Like how Mac has the provision, like if you put some other iCloud in your MacBook, now automatically that system's iCloud data will be shared in my MacBook, right? So that's having the restriction because the iPhone or iCloud is having the access to share these things. But here is the problem. I can't able to migrate this data without iCloud, right? Because iCloud is centralized thing. I need to ask the iCloud. I need to give the permission to iCloud to share my data to other MacBooks which I'm logging to. But in Web3, what I can do is, if I'm using a MacBook, I have a files in my MacBook. I'm storing it in blockchain now. When I'm shifting to Windows, I don't need to do anything. Just scan, just enter, just have the unlock laptop feature with Web3. So you can scan your wallet. Once your wallet is scanned, it is authorized. Directly, you can get the data in your Windows as well. The same data which in having the Mac, right? You can transfer the all data in a single step. You can transfer all data in your Windows without any hassle. Okay. Yeah, and wallet-based security. So currently, the Web3 is struggling with wallet-based security. So to provide a security, what we can do is we can have a secure layer. We can have a application like there is a lost happen, or there's a theft
Excuse
happen.
me.
Sorry for interrupting. I do have a doubt. Like
Yeah.
you said that your data will be can be accessible with your wallet in any laptop, right? So where will
Yes.
be the data will be stored in the blockchain? Like which node will be running the data?
Which node running will be the data? Okay.
Yeah,
So the data is based on two things. Okay. If it is a huge data, you need to store it in IPFS. Okay. I hope you know about IPFS, right?
yeah,
So
IPFS, yes.
IPFS is like a cloud provider, right? So we can store that in IPFS. So the data availability is very high. So we can't able to rely on a centralized body. So if
Okay,
consider you are having subscription of iCloud of 100 GB. Okay. In
yeah,
next month you fail to pay that. If you fail to pay that now, if you're migrating something in the 100 GB data so to some other things now, you can't able to do because you need to pay the subscription, right?
yeah, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
struggle here. But in Web3, it's not like that. While you can have the data in IPFS, okay, it's a single time
Mm,
shot. Okay. After that, if
okay,
you go for migration, you don't no need to pay the charge. Just the data migration is happening directly from blockchain only, right?
okay, okay,
Yeah, it's a one-stop
okay,
solution.
okay, Ravi, thank you.
Yeah, in this way, we can utilize all the technologies running in the market. We can leverage in Web3. So with this, we
Okay,
can
okay,
solve a lot of problems. Consider, so you are having the data in database. Okay, you're
yeah,
having a customer history data. You're having customer data. You can have customer purchase data in
yeah,
database.
yeah,
Consider there is a disaster happened in your database server or the form. Okay, you lost all the data, right? If you have redundancy now, you can have it. Consider data is hacked
yeah,
or something. Anything got hacked, right? There
yeah,
is no access to data now. It's lost for us. But in blockchain,
yeah.
if you store every data in the transaction, right? Don't need to worry about data. What we can do is just if the data crashes happen now, just create a new database and create the and you give the block number to the Web3 program which you have developed in the company servers. Okay, automatically the
Done.
program will fetch the blocks and get the data and store it in the fill it in the database which tables which you have created. So like
Oh,
BitScreens, what we did is we have a protocol. So we won't worry about the data crash because all the data is also available in the blockchain as well. All the settlements,
yeah,
all the payments, all the payouts, pay-ins, all the things are in the blockchain. So if the data crash happens, we will not worry. What we'll do is we'll create a new database. We have the program to refill it. So if you give the starting block number, deployed the contract, right? So the contract has the
yeah.
data. So if you give the block number, automatically it will try to sync up from the block number two until the current block number which is generated in the blockchain. So
Okay,
after if you go back 5 to 10 minutes, the data will be synced according to the blockchain data. That's how we build it. That's how the Web3 gives a solution to all the things.
got it. Okay, okay, Raja, thank you.
Yes. So these are the short kick-ass projects you can the people can build and they can market it and they can make the people adapt to the Web3 space. So these are the cool features we can build on top of the apps. And we can have one more thing called M4L NFTs. There is a concept called M4L NFT. So that M4L NFT, what does it do? It will has the auto expiration time. Okay, the NFT will be set to your what consider you're booking a room for 4 days. Okay, so once you checked in, the NFT will be transferred to your wallet. So with that NFT, you can directly access your room. Okay, you can access the hotel Wi-Fi. Okay, here it's not replacing a receptionist job. Instead of it's a receptionist will do a validation check. Okay, receptionist can't should not be able to assign a room or give the room key. That's not the thing here. Okay, so receptionist just allocate the room number to particular user. That's it. After you telling the room number, he can directly take his phone, directly go to the room because he has the NFT in the wallet in this wallet, right? So with this NFT, if the phone has the NFC access, they can directly tap into the room and they can open the room. That's it. Simple. And once you vacating the room now, automatically the NFT got disappeared from your wallet, which was destroyed. Okay, and the NFT won't activate it. Clear? Like that flight tickets, anything. If you want this, you can build it on M for NFTs, which is expiring NFT. After the NFT got expired, it will be vanished from your wallet automatically. That it doesn't need any transactions. That's how the standards built it. We have more standards in the blockchain space. We have more NFT standards, token standards. With this, we can solve a lot of problems in the market instead of being strict with centralized thing. Yeah, cool. So key takeaways from this sessions are we need to be first in data first thing. So we should be clarity in making decisions. Then we need to check the signals, which is what people are taking or what people are adapting. We need to take the early warnings. We need to adapt it quickly, and we need to test it with a smaller audience. Means that is going good. We need to bring it to the all audience. That's why the WhatsApp or some other Instagrams are launching beta versions before they're going with final versions, right? You can check the Play Store. There is a beta version for Instagram and WhatsApps, right? Why they're giving an early beta version, right? We need to check the feature which is going to be rolled out in some other days or months. With that, we can give a feedback to the Instagram. Okay, this is not advisable. This is not. I'm not stick to it. It's a new thing. It's not not workout a model like that. We can give some feedbacks. With that, they will try to rework on it, and they give the finalized version to the large user base. So we need to adapt. We need to find the early signals once we are delivering to the market, and we need to be consistently looping, which means continuously check the market, how the growth aspect, what the people likes and dislikes. You need to be more precise on it. Okay, then only the product will give a huge hit. Yeah, and the growth aspect, what we need to do is we need to learn the patterns from the users and the market, how it's reacting, and we need to act upon it. Like the current market is now in the AI, they are going with LLMs and AI agents, MCPs, like that, right? But in Web3, there is also a market, but people doesn't have it because there is a knowledge lag between the AI and knowledge lag between the blockchain things. Because if you ask it, I'm working in a blockchain, immediately people try to react, okay, bro, you are dealing with bitcoins, like that. It's instantly they're assuming, okay, blockchain is a bitcoin. This is a bitcoin, right? He's doing something in bitcoin, like that. But it's not like that. Web3 is a different aspect. There is a huge thing to solve many problems using Web3. Okay, but yeah, anyhow, the AI is doing the prediction things and giving the results to them. But to give a solid rock solution on the AI side, that needs to be binded with Web3. Because if AI is binded to Web3, it gives more intelligence and gives the more accuracy rate through AI, because everything is written in the blocks. Every data is added to the block, right? With that, AI can detect and train itself, and they can provide 100% trusted solutions to the user. So that's why blockchain needed 2 AI as well. Yeah, that's it. With data, you can be more optimistic about everything in life. So data is the energy, right? Energy for the technology which is emerging, right? So data should be the first. After that, the technology which that adapting the data, it should be taking the life the better far way.
Thank you so much, Raja. Really appreciate your time. This has really, I'm sure this has helped a lot of people. I would like to thank Blitzcrunch for coming up with this thought and for this masterclass. And thank you, Raja, once again for this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye. Take care, man.